Today is March 14th, 2010. And today I would like to talk about a Bible prophecy, okay? Before the coming of the Messiah, there is Elijah supposed to come. Elijah is a prophet, he is supposed to anoint the Messiah, right? And the biggest reason why the Jews, back at, when Jesus came, Jews rejected Jesus. Why? Because the Jews said that Elijah is not here yet. Elijah is not here yet. So you already claim that you're the Messiah. Nobody anointed you yet. So we don't believe you. We want to see Elijah. If we believe Elijah, then we will believe you. And Elijah has to anoint you. And Jesus walked around telling people that John the Baptist, he's the Elijah. He's the Elijah. When people ask John the Baptist himself, hey, John the Baptist, are you Elijah? And John the Baptist say, no, I'm not Elijah. I'm not. So, you see, John the Baptist himself said that he's not Elijah. But Jesus said, no. John the Baptist is Elijah. He is Elijah. But he himself, he doesn't know that he's Elijah. Actually, he is Elijah. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Both of them got killed, They rejected both of them. Elijah and Jesus, both of them got rejected at the same time. Isn't that incredible? What a coincidence. How can these two important characters get rejected at the same time? So this prophecy didn't come true. No, actually, Jesus was wrong. John the Baptist was never the Elijah. Elijah was never meant to come here, to come to earth 2,000 years ago. Okay, I can prove to you. I know who Elijah is. In the Bible, it foretold that before the terrible days of the Lord, I will send you Elijah, right? The Bible said that, okay? I'm going to show you a few verses from the Bible. Let's talk about the Ancient of Days, okay? I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garments was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels are burning fire. A fiery stream issued and came forth before him. And this Ancient of Days, later on, he is going to meet the Son of Man, and he's going to give Son of Man the dominion. Okay, basically, the Ancient of Days will anoint the Son of Man, and he will give power upon Son of Man, so the Son of Man can rule the entire world. So basically, Ancient of Days is Elijah, right? And it says right here that, based on the Bible, Ancient of Days, he sits on the fiery a throne that's a burning fire, a fiery throne, okay? And then in front of his throne is a river of fire. Can you imagine that? Okay, let's say your throne, your seat is on fire, right? And then in front of you is a river of burning fire. Doesn't it look just like this? Okay, here's the throne, right? Here's the Ancient of Days throne, right? And then in front of his throne is a river of burning fire. This is the Chinese flag, okay? This is a Chinese flag. This is the Ancient of Days. And honestly speaking, why do they call Ancient of Days Ancient of Days? The reason is because Chinese has 6,000 years of culture. 6,000 years of culture. Okay, it's one of the most ancient culture in the world. It's actually more ancient than Mayan culture and more ancient than the Egyptian culture. And it is the most ancient culture in the world, surviving culture in the world existing today. Okay, the ancient Egyptians, they were extinct. They were wiped out. The Egyptians living in Egypt today, they were not the ancient Egyptians. The ancient Egyptians were wiped out a long time ago. China, the culture of China still survived until today. It was the same culture. Can you imagine that? That's the reason why they call the Chinese the Ancient of Days. And Ancient of Days, look, that's the fiery throne and that's a river of fire, right? So Ancient of Days is the one that's going to anoint the Messiah. You don't believe me? Okay, let's check out what Elijah looks like. In the chapter Malachi also predicted that one day Elijah will come back and he's going to return the hearts of the sons to the fathers and the hearts of the fathers to the son. Okay, Elijah is going to come back and he's going to restore everything and he's going to anoint the Messiah. Right? That's the reason why all the Jews are waiting for Elijah. Okay, let's look at the description of Elijah. In 2 Kings. And Elisha and Elijah, they're walking and talking, right? And as it came to pass, as they still went on and talked, that, behold, there appeared a chariot of fire, and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. So basically, this is, this passage is saying that Elijah went to heaven on a chariot of fire, okay? It has wheels of fire and 2 horses of fire. Okay, so 2 wheels on fire and 2 horses on fire. And his chariot is also on fire. And, most people agree he's going to come back the same fashion. Elijah is going to come back one day, return to earth one day, on the same chariot of fire, and on the same 2 horses of fire and 2 wheels on fire. Again, it looks just like this, doesn't it? Doesn't it look just like this? Now, that's the chariot, okay? Now, that's the chariot on fire, and those are the 2 horses on fire, and those are the 2 wheels on fire. Isn't that incredible? So, and also, the Jews say Elijah is the one who's going to anoint, okay, the Messiah, just like the Ancient of Days. So, Ancient of Days and Elijah, those 2 are the same person. They're the same person, okay? And most people agree that, and also in Revelation, they talk about 2 witnesses. Most people agree that one of the witnesses has got to be Elijah, okay? Most people agree to that. Most people agree to that. And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before the God of the earth. Okay, these 2 witnesses, they are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks. Olive tree always represents a country or a nation, It represents a country. An olive tree never represents a person, right? So, you see, in this chapter, basically, he is saying that the 2 witnesses are 2 countries, not 2 persons, okay? And and these 2 witnesses are very powerful, and if any man will hurt them, fire proceeds out of their mouth and devour their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. And they have the power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy. So, basically, these 2 witnesses are extremely powerful. They're not humans. They're 2 nations. They are 2 powerful nations. They are the 2 superpower of the world. And most people agree, one of the witnesses has got to be Elijah, right? So, there you go. One of the witnesses must be China. And who's the other? Okay, based on the Bible, these 2 witnesses, okay, they have the spirits of Sodom and Egypt. Sodom, God destroyed Sodom using fire. God used fire to destroy Sodom. Why? Because people in Sodom, they're atheists. They don't worship God. They're idol worshippers. They don't believe in God. The Chinese communists, 1.3 billion people in China, most of them are atheists. So basically, the spirit of Sodom is China. And another is the spirit of Egypt. Egypt worships an eagle, right? Their god is like an eagle. And the Hebrews were enslaved in Egypt for 400 years. That's what it says on the Bible, okay? And coincidentally, the black people of the United States have also been enslaved 400 years until Obama becomes the president. So the spirit of Egypt must be United States. So